Hey guys, Alex from Seems Good Magic here, doing an Innistrad Swiss draft. We open Mindshrieker, and I'm pretty sure I'm just going to pick that. This card is very silly, very ridiculous, very powerful. Um, Stitch Drake is another good blue pick in this pack, so I expect that to get taken, and it's going to be at least one other person going into blue. Otherwise, it looks like the Priest, so solid white, solid green pick, more white, more green. So, going blue, I think is going to be fine. Um, but we're going to snatch up this Mindshrieker because it just wins games. It's a very, very strong and unfair card. Okay, so what do we follow the blue Mindshrieker up with? Well, we can go for some more spirits and pick the white, although I'm not sure that's the best move. I don't remember there being a ton of good black picks in that last pack, so picking up a deadweight here I think is fine. Blue-black is definitely a sweet archetype. Milling yourself to get out Stitch Drakes and makeshift Maulers. I mean, we did pass one in pack 1, but I don't think that's a huge deal. I really don't want to go blue-white, and I'm not sure I see enough or a red card that's motivating me to go blue-red. I feel like blue-black's going to be fine, and Deadweight is an awesome card, so I'm definitely not going to regret picking that. There's not any other real black picks in this pack, so it's going to be good to cut off all the black in this pack and from pack 1. So yeah, I'm going to pick the Deadweight. I like blue-black. Alright, blue-black continues, but now we have a kind of tough choice here, actually. Assistant, Torch, Forbidden Alchemy, Banshee are all what I'm looking at. Molgrab Monstrosity is good, but I mean, I'm not going to dive into green here. I kind of feel like it's going to be the Banshee. I just like having a strong black creature that also can get huge value, so I think I do value the Banshee more than these other 3 cards, so I'm fine with picking that. Okay, now to follow that up. I think we just go with the Moon Heron. That should be just fine. It's good flyer, strong flyer. Good card. Solid pick. Moon Heron it is. Okay. So, choices here. Interloper, Grasp, possibly Cemetery if I thought I could splash green for some value. I think we're just going to go with the Grasp. It's a pretty strong card. And actually, Grasp and Mindshriek are really dirty together, too. So, I think I like that move the most. Picking that over the Interloper. So, it's going to cost us a little bit of tempo picking the Grasp, but I think it's going to be better for us in the long run. And I think Grasp is just a stronger card than Interloper anyway, so I've talked myself into it. Grasp it is. Okay, well, thankfully we got a cool pick here. So we're going to pick up the Forbidden Alchemy, get a good self-mill plus find answers card. Disciple is interesting. If I were to get some Fortress Crabs or something, I could see wanting this, but until then, Forbidden Alchemy is definitely a solid pick. A good card. What do I want here? I have 0 humans, so I'm not really looking at Village Cannibals like it's that great. I mean, I suppose I could do Ghoul Collar Shan. I have 0 zombies, but black is the color for zombies. I'm not really motivated to play Spectral Flight, so I guess it's more likely that I could find some use of Ghoul Caller's Chant. Although, I suppose against green-white humans, Village Cannibals would be fine. Well, I think I'm going to actually do the Village Cannibals. Just in case I'm short on creatures for some reason, I could see that being important. I think I like the Crab more than the Patrol, because I've already got quite a few flyers. So I'd like something on the ground that could soak up some damage for me. I think. Yeah. So Fortress Crab it is. Okay. So what do I want here? I believe the pick is the Patrician. Although the Stitcher's Apprentice is nice with cards like Banshee and stuff like that, the Patrician is just good at buying you time to get to your higher end creatures. So I like having a Patrician. It's good when you have a lot of flyers and stuff. So getting Patrician opens me up for more Moon Herons and kind of clunky creatures that are evasive and good in the late game. So yes, Patrician it is. Suppose we'll take a Fen Snake. I don't really see a problem with that right now. Hopefully I won't have to play it, but I will if I need to. I suppose I can pick up an Altar's Reap here. Possibly play that, depending on what the other two packs will give me here. Nothing really good for us here. If I find some Claustrophobias later, I'd like to not have to worry about Silver Chase Foxes, so I guess I'll take that. We'll take the... Ooh, well, actually, what do I think I actually fear the Furor more than the Hollow Hinge Scavenger. Just because if this comes down early, it can just wreck me, so... Okay, Runic Repetition. What do I have? One flashback spell right now, so... Pretty unlikely that I'm going to find any use for the Runic Repetition, I think. Okay, I guess we look okay. I mean, Mindseeker's great. Deadweight's great. Forbidden is pretty good. Grasp is great. So, we got some pretty good picks that first pack. Okay, I think this is a pretty easy follow-up. We're just going to pick the Civilized Scholar here, which is a looter effect. It's also a kill condition if your opponent doesn't have anything on the board, so it's actually a pretty good card. Not even pretty good, really good. Civilized Scholar is a really good card. And I'm perfectly happy picking that first pick in the second pack, so no problems there. Sound Departure a little bit better with a tempo-driven deck, which I don't believe that we are. But in that same vein, I like that I can mill it with Forbidden Alchemy and still get value out of it, so I think I am going to pick that over the Think Twice. I'd like to be able to slow my opponent down so I can get to the meat and potatoes of the deck here. Nothing else really standing out as good. Stormcloak Patrol is probably fine, but I think that I would much prefer the Sound Departure. A little tougher to deal with. If I were to pick Delver, I would have, what, 2, 3, 4. That's not a lot. I could pick up more later, but is there anything at all that's actually exciting for me in this pack? Not really. I mean, Delver is probably fine, but I think I'd actually prefer to pick up the Hinterland Harbor, not only because it's worth probably 1 to 2 tickets, but that would let me splash a good green card if I run into one, so I'm not really missing out on anything here besides a Delver, which I don't think this is a Delver deck anyway, so yeah, let's pick a Hinterland Harbor. If we see a good green pick, we can take that. Okay, well, I think the pick for us here is just the Occultist. Good blocker and can mill us if we happen to find some Scab Goliaths or Stitch Drakes or Makeshift Maulers or anything. So, yep, sell off Occultist it is. Wow, that's pretty late deadweight. Pretty sure we're just taking the deadweight, yeah. Would like another Patrician. I don't have any problems with playing that in this style of deck, but I'm not gonna pick that over a deadweight. Deadweight is an awesome removal spell, so happy to get that. Remember, I can still splash for green if need be. Screeching Bat's actually a good card. I like it a lot. Not only is it evasive, but flipping it can actually be pretty relevant. So I'm going to pick that over the Sensory Deprivation, which would also be fine in our deck. But I'd much rather have more stuff that can kill our opponent. And more flyers would be nice, but I would definitely settle for any of the zombies right now. Any of the blue zombies would be fantastic, but no such luck. I could easily see this being a Typhoid Rats deck. We don't want to get out-tempoed, and we have a lot of flyers, so this is definitely a place where Typhoid Rats would be just fine. And it's not like there's anything else in this pack for us anyway. I guess School College Champ, but I already passed that earlier, and I don't really care about it, so Typhoid Rats is good. Another rats or a patrician. I think I don't really I'm not really feeling multiple rats, so I'd much prefer the patrician who can also kill our opponent. Gains his life at the same time, so patrician, I think I'm more interested in him than a typhoid rat. This deck looks okay. I really like any of the blue zombies. This deck looks just not quite enough right now. Not quite enough oomph right now. It needs some more zombies. Some nice big beefy blue zombies. Okay, well, we did get a zombie, but it's not the zombie I was looking for, unfortunately. Um, well, I think I can actually pick the Corpse Lunge here, since I have the Fen Snake, and I've got some decently powered guys. How does this work again? Corpse Lunge deals the damage, so yeah. That wouldn't make any sense with Typhoid Rats from the graveyard anyway, but I'm going to go ahead and pick the Corpse Lunge. Double Markov Patrician, actually. This is the kind of deck, actually, where I think Corpse Lunge would pay off. With like since we have Mind Shrieker and Forbidden, so we are actually filling our graveyard. You could see Corpse Lunge easily being usable for value in this deck. Alright, I can pick up a Stromkirk Patrol. We can start to pick up some stuff to prepare us for the late game a little bit better. Don't want to deal with that, but I think this is better for our sideboard. For stuff that we can't handle. Don't really want to play Manor Skeleton. I suppose Cobbled Wings isn't that good either, but it's probably more likely that I could find a use for Cobbled Wings. I suppose I can take another Village Cannibals, although we only have, what, one human? Yeah. Not gonna splash for Wreath of Geist, I don't think. Even though we are a self-mill strategy, I just don't quite see that. Don't quite see this having enough value. Ooh. Well, Undead Alchemist is pretty good. But I do have to think about this. I guess I do have the Shrieker to put cards in their graveyard. It's so hard for me to pass Alchemist. I love the card so much. Like, I don't think this is a Galvanic Juggernaut deck. Although Galvanic Juggernaut is, like, always good, you don't want to play it in a non-tempo deck. And I'm not sure that we're, like, trying to out-tempo our opponents. I think we're just trying to intelligently beat our opponents. God, it's so difficult for me to pass an Alchemist, though. I love that card. Makeshift Mauler is definitely an argument against picking the Alchemist here, as a 4/5 that deals damage is super relevant. I think I'm unfortunately going to have to pass the Undead Alchemist. Although it is the more interesting pick, I just don't see it being better for us. I really don't. I think we're just going to have to pick a Mauler here and be satisfied with that, because Makeshift Mauler is really good. So, yeah, fine with picking that. Oh, wow. Talk about a pack. Victim. Claustrophobia. Falconwrath Noble. Morkrup Banshee. I think we're going to pick the Noble. I love Falconwrath Noble, and I love how strong it is. I love what it does to game states. Makes games always seem like they're in your favor. They're like instant must answers. I don't think there's any chance we're going to table these other two awesome black cards, but or the Claustrophobia for that matter, unfortunately, but that's okay. We got a sweet Falconwrath Noble, which I do value higher than Morkrup Banshee. Well, this is interesting. Guess it's pretty clear we just take the Claustrophobia here. Nothing else standing out as super amazing for us. Seen multiple Slayer of the Wickeds, which is a little bit concerning, but I guess not super concerning since we only have like the Makeshift Mauler and Fen Snake, which I don't even think we're going to play the Fen Snake. I'm going to pick the Claustrophobia, awesome removal spell. Probably don't need to play these Village Cannibals now, especially not that we just not now that we just opened another Civilized Scholar, which almost positive is the pick here. Yeah, nothing else really for us. Ooh, okay. Some interesting stuff here. Let me think about this. Inquisitor's Flail works very good with Moon Heron, Noble, Mind Shrieker, especially Mind Shrieker. Um, Works fine if a Civilized Scholar flips and has a clear shot. I kind of like that. Is the Armored Scab even necessary? Let me think. We only really get value out of... We only need it really for like Makeshift Mauler. So I don't think I really care about that. I don't think I care about that. I believe I'd rather take the Inquisitor's Flail, which would be better on one of our flyers. Yeah. When you have a ton of evasive guys, like we have a pretty good amount of evasive creatures, I think I'd like to do that more. Wow, Unburial Rites. That is pretty good. It's going to be motivating to just put in a Plains or two as well. Let me hide this. Let me hide the Cobbled Wings. Huh. Once again, I don't think I need the Armored Scab. Forbidden Alchemy is nice, but no, the power level on Burial Rites is just too much. Too much to refuse. So I'm going to pick that. We're going to be splashing white for that. Absolutely. So this is definitely a deck where Unburial Rites can be amazing. I think I'm fine with picking a Dissipate for the sideboard at the very least. And I'll be satisfied with that. Got an Interloper, which is actually kind of nice. We have a ton of evasive guys, so I think I'm actually just fine with picking the Interloper. It's more pressure that we can do, although Traveler's Amulet would make it much easier for us to splash this on Burial Rites. How much do I need this Interloper? I mean, we're not beating our opponent with tempo, so this is a much more tempo-driven card. Traveler's Amulet sets us up better for the late game. But Interloper with Inquisitor's Flail is really good too. Yeah, I'm going to pick the Interloper. Traveler's Amulet would fix this better for the Unburial Rites, but wow, and another one? Yeah. Alright, we'll take a second Interloper here. So now we actually can put a lot of pressure on our opponents fast. This is a great time to pick up the Grotto for our Unburial Rites. That's going to make that a lot easier to play. Let me count instants and sorceries again. So 1, 2, but probably not playing that. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. I'm just not convinced. Guess there's not a lot else I want anyway though, so I'll pick the Delver, I guess. Here we'll take a Mask. I'm fine getting that. Which trick am I more concerned about? I guess this one is more likely to kill me. And a Mulch, which I'm not going to play. Okay, well, we ended up getting enough good cards where this deck could easily do good in Swiss. So I'll build what I can and report back to you. Okay, so this is what I came up with. I decided to splash one Shimmering Grotto, or play the Shimmering Grotto and play one Plane so I can do the Unburial Rite splash. 13 creatures, but we have 2 Deadweights, Silent Departure for early removal. We got flyers like all across the board, so starting on turn 2 we can start getting the flyers in there with the Screeching Bat, and we've got a good amount of flyers. We've got some good ground troops too. Patrician is actually pretty good in a deck like this, I think, when we can beat them from the air. This is definitely an Inquisitor's Flail deck, I think, since we have, not only do we have so many flyers, it's broken with like Mind Shrieker if we flip like a 3 or 4 mana cost thing. It's awesome with Markov Patrician. It's awesome with Makeshift Mauler, and it's really awesome with like all of our creatures. So Inquisitor's Flail definitely has a place here. I forgot to mention Civilized Scholar too. God, if you flip that with a flail, dealing 10 damage, that's huge. So we have a good amount of removal. We've got these 3. We've got the Claustrophobia. I'm going to run the Dissipate. We've got a Corpse Lunge. We've got a Grasp. So this deck has plenty of good action in it, and I anticipate it performing pretty well. So I hope that I'm right. Don't have a ton of sideboard options, I guess. We've got the Night Terrors, the Mask of Avacyn. So this is for like bombs we can't deal with, like, I don't know, Olivia or something. And this is for a deck that has a lot of removal. Um, Fortress Crab I could see bringing in over, well, I'm not really sure yet, but yeah, I think this can do very, very well. So I'll see you round one.